It's AACC, right? Sure is. Hi, everybody. Let's go! All right, here's what we got today. Clara, you can't really read this because it's kind of backwards, but it says fact, meat contains oppression and violence as well as cholesterol, IGF-1 hormones, and heterocyclic amines. So that's what we're going to be showing the cars and everybody going into the gym, and we got a lot of traffic coming in, a lot. And then while I'm here with this sign, which is going to be right here, we're going to be holding this, which is going to show the chat, the prompt that will hopefully get them engaged. So what's going on, guys? We got Carrie here too. We got Carrie. We got Claire. We got Ryan. We're ready to rock this out. So if I can show you right now, we are here at the Big Vanilla Gym. We're here at the gym, and we're going to be showing people today a hard fact, a hard sign to look at. And that sign says fact, meat contains oppression and violence, as well as cholesterol, IGF-1, you know, all the other stuff I mentioned. And then at the bottom, there's a prompt, and it says, come talk to me. So hopefully, we'll get someone to come over here. I usually get one per video, don't I? I usually get one per video, so we're gonna see if we can do that today. Anyway, if you're just getting here, you know, let's like and subscribe. Let's launch this thing to Mars. Okay, let's go to Pluto. Let's go to Pluto. Let's proliferate some reach and impart some real information to people. If you're just getting here, we are outside of a gym and we are challenging the gym goers. All right, who do we got here? Oh yeah, only friends in here, man. We got the vegan army. The vegan army's taking over the chat. Now I don't know about 15 minutes from now if that's going to be the case. Oh no, somebody says now I eat pork. That's not what we want to hear. Why do you care what other people eat? Says Hose for Bros. I think that's what the name was. Hose for Bros. It's not that I care about what you eat. It's not it at all. And it's not that I care about what you wear or I care about what kind of entertainment that you indulge in. What I care about is the systems that you shore up underneath. Should I wave to the cars, guys? No, I don't want to do that because that's too engaging. I don't want to distract them to where they're going to call the police and say that I'm distracting them. So I'll just smile. But everyone going in, like loads of cars going into the gym, once again, which we're right here, are all seeing the signs. So today's activism is a little more guerrilla. It's a little more, I don't know how many people are going to come talk to me, but the sign says come talk to me. If you're just getting here, the sign says fact. Meat contains oppression and violence, as well as cholesterol, hormones, IGF-1, heterocyclic amines, TMAO catalysts, suffering, death. It contains all this stuff, guys, and we're going around and we're paying for it. And we're putting it into our bodies, and we're also putting it into our child's bodies. Clara, Ryan, oh, that's right, Ryan, school them, Ryan. 16 pounds of grain to produce 1 pound of meat. Holy smokes, imagine the land use that we can get if we actually repurpose our land and we actually eat the plants directly instead of waste 8 times as much land on animal agriculture. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. But going back to, I think Hose for Bros was mentioning about why I care what people eat. I don't care what people eat. I really don't. I care about the systems underneath that are voted for, while me and other conscious people are peripheralized and marginalized. And what we want to do is impart people with information like this. If you're just getting here, it says meat contains oppression and violence. So that's what we're doing here today. We're letting people know that meat contains oppression and violence, as well as the IGF-1, the hormones, the heterocyclic amines, the TMAO, the growth factors. I can't, guys. This is too much. I can't. I don't have time to list out all those ingredients. And then you got people saying that plant-based meat, it has all kinds of bad stuff for you, guys. Lentils, faba beans, pea protein. I mean, avocado oil, water, beet juice, all just aggregated through heating, cooling, and pressure and presented as a veggie patty. Woo! Big difference. Big difference. Hey, team, how's my sound? How's my sound, team? Is my sound okay? I'm trying. I don't have it on my hat today, so I'm using it on my shirt. Let me guess, Carrie. Somebody said I just ate a steak. Okay, thanks, Carrie. Okay, thanks, thank you. All right, so if you're just getting here, we're outside of the gym today. We're showing people what they're eating when they eat meat. It's got oppression and violence in it. It's got cholesterol, hormones, heterocyclic amines. It's got suffering and death. It's got all this stuff in it, guys, and there's no point to do it anymore. We're in 2025. Where this is just, it's getting ridiculous. And we're basically, I mean, essentially, and I can't judge anybody because I did this for 30 years, essentially we're following orders and we're being told that we have to eat meat and that it's normal and that it's necessary and that it's nice. We're being told that we need it for protein. Please, everybody, watch Game Changers on Netflix. You will learn that you don't need to eat meat to get protein. And you have to understand that the animals themselves, they're eating plants to get their protein. So I highly encourage you to look into the protein myth. That's what we call it. Go watch Game Changers. I got a nice flank stank brother, says Mr. Green. Well, Mr. Green, you know, I would challenge you to think about the animal outlook and what he thinks about that. Because what you do when you buy meat and what you exemplify is the paying for bullying, the paying for basically rape, the paying for might is right, the paying for hanging a helpless individual upside down, slitting their throat wide open and watching them bleed helplessly and shake and cry while we take everything from them for the sake of our yum-yums. That's what I call our taste pleasures, by the way, if anybody is new to the channel. That's our yum-yums. Well, guess what? You can still get yum-yums without oppression, without violence, without exacting might is right over a helpless individual, okay? Ask some of my mods in here. They'll tell you what some of their favorite foods are. You can eat ethnic, you can eat Mexican, you can eat Italian, you can eat Chinese fusion, different ramen dishes, Japanese cuisine, Japanese sushi, everything under the sun, you can get your yum-yums. You don't need to hang somebody upside down and take everything away from them for yum-yums, guys. The nutrition argument is off the table. It's off the table. If you're just joining us, we are out front of a gym. Everyone's coming to get their workout in. Here, I'll show you a little bit of panorama, or a little bit of the peripheral here. So that's the gym we're at. And we are showing people the hard truth of what exactly the ingredients are in meat, besides just all the other stuff that's here. I mean, you can see I listed all the other stuff, or some of the other things that are in meat, but the big ones, guys, are oppression and violence, and that's what you pay for and show that you support when you buy meat. You are showing support for oppression and violence. And let's face it, 2025, we can grow up and we can evolve. I shouldn't say grow up, but it really is what, I mean, and I want to also preface that, you know, I'm not trying to attack anybody here. I was not vegan for 30 years. You know, this is just what I think on a macro basis that we need to do as a whole, is to kind of see through the directives and orders that were given by those elite 1% that tell us that we have to eat meat to be healthy, that tell us that we have to feed our kids meat. We don't, guys. We can say no to those directives, no to those orders. Let's go vegan. Oppression is delicious. Hyena, that's not very nice. Someone says mental health. Speaking of mental health, all those people that are in factory farms, what we expose them to on a daily basis, all the rape, all the violence, all the blood, all the oppression, they get desensitized to it, guys, to the point to where a lot of them have to go to mental institutions or loony bins after their 10 years working in meat factories. So really keep that in mind. You're not only hurting animals, you're hurting your fellow humans as well when you pay for meat and cheese and milk and eggs. Well, Jacob, you can find your yum yums somewhere else, big guy. Thank you, Claire. Meat is not healthy. Some sound bro Indian food. There you go, Kevish, Indian food. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. You can find tons of good, tasty Indian food that's vegan as well. So if you're just getting here, like and subscribe. I'll be doing this quite a bit. We're scaling into pretty much doing this daily right now. As much as I've been doing this, we've been getting some major traction, having some good results, so we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. And the only MO that I have, it's not, I could care less about money, guys, but what I do care about is reach and imparting information to people like you, so you can maybe absorb some information that you might not see in our kind of directed and orchestrated societal flows. So that's the only reason I'm here. I know when confronted with something like this that it seems like I'm trying to take something away from you, and that's kind of an underlying objection that I think a lot of you might have, and I totally see you. I feel you. Essentially, I am you. Because for 30 years, I ate meat, cheese, milk, and eggs, and I absolutely freaking loved it. But what we have to do is we have to kind of tilt our lens, back it up, and really see what kind of freedom we're defining with our choices. Because I would contest that true freedom hails from the effect of the golden rule. So does anybody know the golden rule? So the golden rule is do unto others what you would want done to yourself. And of course we can, obviously in 2025, extend others to other sentient beings. So it actually goes both ways, guys. So what you sow, so shall you reap. That's the flip side of the golden rule. And when we decide to take things from others, we are yielding to let others take things from us and imprison us. And a lot of us don't even realize we're doing that. So if you want to be authentic with your kind of ideal for freedom, which I am, my colleagues are, my vegan friends are, and I want everybody in the world to be, then we will exemplify that with our actions and be authentic human beings. Because when we're killing animals for meat, and we're just using them for our taste buds, because we don't need it nutritionally. Remember, I know we went over that a little earlier, but we don't need it nutritionally. We are effectively taking everything from them and showing them that we do not believe in freedom. So that's what we're doing with our vote, which is the dollar, and really the only vote that counts. If you're just getting here, I'm in front of a gym, and we're showing this to all the gym goers today. I'm familiar with this gym. There's a lot of big dudes here, a lot of bodybuilders that go to this one. We're going to see if anyone has the guts to come over and talk to me. This is the sign. It says, fact. Meat contains oppression and violence. It also contains, okay, I'm going to say it one more time. I don't know, I got to distill it because it's just too long of a list. It also contains IGF-1. It's a growth factor that promotes growth. It's great for mammals, and kind of in the wild type of thing. Not good for humans to be eating. It actually is a cancer precursor, IGF-1. Heterocyclic amines, which are compounds found in the gut that are correlated to cancer. Meat will kind of take those on when cooked at high temperatures. TMAO catalyst. TMAO is a whole other story, also correlated to cancer. Geez, guys, growth factors, hormones, plaque promoting cholesterol. So cholesterol takes your blood vessel like this and goes like that to it. So that's cholesterol. It creates myocardial infarctions in part from overconsumption. It also contains a lot of saturated fat, more than it is normal to eat. A really abnormal amount of saturated fat that you're loading into your arteries. This also causes myocardial infarctions. Also, it also causes type 2 diabetes. A lot of people don't know that diabetes in type 2 is not caused by sugar. It's exacerbated by sugar. Type 2 diabetes is caused by fat. And in most cases, almost all of them, it's animal-based fat. So what happens is it's this kind of effect called the I'm going to go a little science nerd on you. It's called the intramyocellular lipid. So fat gets into the cell and it clogs up the cell. Think of it like a gum in a keyhole effect. And as soon as it does that, insulin comes with the key and it can't get in. Once that happens, that's the genesis of type 2 diabetes. So once again, it's not sugar that causes type 2 diabetes. It is absolutely fat from the saturated form, and 9 times out of 10 from the animals. So that's one myth that maybe I could, bust right there while I'm at it. So sugar will exacerbate diabetic symptoms, but it is not the cause. It's actually fat from animals. So, a little fun fact for you. If you're just getting here, I'm outside of a gym challenging anybody that wants to come over and talk. I have a sign that says, "Fact, meat contains oppression and violence, as well as IGF-1, hormones, heterocyclic amines, all this other crap. But the big things are meat contains oppression and violence. And in 2025, we don't have to take that crap. We don't have to follow those orders that tell us who tell us to do it, which is basically the elites, the 1%, the people that are very rich. Maximus, I love your name, Maximus Decimus Brutus. I'm not vegan because I saw what it did. I can't even read. I'm sorry. It went too quick. What else? Who's got a good question? If you were going to say I saw what it did to my health, please think about revisiting that, because the whole animal holocaust is worth revisiting that. You can be happy and healthy on a vegan diet. I've been vegan 11 years. My daughter has been vegan since birth. Much of my family now are vegan. We're all healthy guys. We're going to live longer. We don't have all that crap going through our blood vessels anymore. We're not putting pain and suffering into our bodies or our kids' bodies. We're being very nice to the planet, and we're being very nice to the animals. So you don't have to do that in 2025. You can be just as healthy. I'm not saying you can't be healthy on a meat-based diet. There are people that are healthy on a meat-based diet, but you will be healthier on a whole food, plant-based diet. And the biggest part is, the actual thing that matters is you're not voting for direct animal exploitation. So I'm going to put the sign back here a little bit, just so the cars can see a little bit better, but maybe I'll field a question before I go back there. Who's got a good question? Meat is delicious. Okay, give me something intelligent. I'm eating a steak. Bruh, eat more beef. This is what we got? This is all we got? Are you Jewish? All right, this dude's a clown. Bacon is amazing. Bacon is actually classified now as a carcinogen, guys. It's literally a carcinogen that is on the same level as cigarettes. I'm sorry to tell you, but bacon's not good for you. And you should not be putting that. I mean, I would hope you wouldn't put that in your child's body, because, the trajectories of cancers can start when you're very young. You can actually see signs of heart disease from the ages of 8 or 9 in children who are fed, they overconsume different meat-based products and cheese-based products when they're young. So anyway, so here's the plan today. And you guys can stick with me and remember this. In 10 minutes, I will be moving locations. This is my first location. My next location will be in another 10 minutes. But I got 10 more minutes with you guys right here to challenge and see if any big muscle dudes want to come over and chat. So far, we got nada, 0. We got vegans, 1, carnivores, omnivores, 0. So that's the scoreboard right now, guys. Anyway, we got a lot of heads turning here, a lot of people looking. Move to a area. I can't even read that. We're moving fast, guys. You gotta slow it down. Slow it down. Woo! Okay, there's a good question. Does she want to be vegan? And I know what you were referencing. So when we feed kids meat and cheese and milk and eggs when they're young, we are effectively forcing a diet on them. You might not think about it like that because the 99% of the world is not vegan yet. 99% of the world is pretty much following orders from essentially 1/10,000th of 1% of a small collective group of people that want to hoard power, money, and narrative control. So we all think that eating meat is normal, necessary, and nice. So if you are feeding your kid meat and cheese and milk and eggs, you're forcing that diet on them. So it also could be seen through the same light that I would be forcing a vegan diet on my child. But I think we would all agree that when you know better, you do better. And once you know better, we all have accountability to be stewards to our children's health and be stewards to the planet and the animals. So my daughter doesn't have that kind of autonomy yet to where she can, she's young, to where she can effectively choose her diet. But through me doing my due diligence and looking into things and actually educating myself through unsponsored material, I found out that meat is very unhealthy, cheese is very unhealthy, milk contains lipids, sodiums, proteins, IGF-1 hormones, and growth factors that are all perfect for a baby cow. But if you put that into a child's vessel, that makes them develop quicker, their organs, that gives them their periods quicker, that does a lot of bad things that are not supposed to be happening to a child. If you put meat into a child's vessel, you're putting IGF-1, cholesterol, hormones, cortisol, which is a fear hormone. Some of that will actually be caught and baked into the meat still, even after it's wrapped up in plastic. So keep that in mind. It's kind of effectively like you're feeding your child fear. And that's not an opinion or a speculation. That's an absolute fact. So if we can agree that when you know better, you'll do better, then we can agree that we are being better stewards to our children when we feed them whole food, plant-based foods. And it's also better for the animals, and it's also better for the planet. So I hope I answered that question for you. And trust me, I understand you guys. I essentially am you. I was not vegan for 30 years, okay? And as soon as I was interfaced with something like this, I ridiculed it, I made fun of it, I laughed at it, I even spit on it. There's 3 stages of truth. You go from ridicule to violent opposition, and then you go to acceptance. And once you go to acceptance, you see things from a different perspective, from a different purview. But the truth will be ridiculed. The truth also does not mind being questioned. The truth is very patient. What is very hard is convincing somebody that they have been lied to. That's very hard. And that quote does not come from me. It comes from one of my friends. So every single time I say it, I want to give him credit. Who's got a good question for me? Acceptance is not, okay. Meat, there we go. Okay, guys, I'm looking. Come on, give me a good question. Subscribe. Yes, please subscribe to my channel. The more vegans I get subscribing, the better. The more non-vegans, the better too, because I'll be able to impart and proliferate good information to people that will help them and help their kids and help them on their journeys. It's also going to be very good for the animals, guys. Let's face it. So please subscribe to my channel. Plus, you get me. I'm gonna be, I'm a theater major, man. You're gonna see some theatrics from me. I'm gonna be goofy. I might do some crazy stuff. I might go into, well, I won't tell you what I'm gonna do, but I got some things planned, everybody. Because we're on a mission here. We're on a mission to impart information to people that have that information on purpose suppressed from them. That's our mission. Veganism is not about food, guys. It's not about food. It's essentially about questioning official narratives. It's posturing with your values. That's what it is. It's living as an authentic human being. That's all it is. It's not about food. It's not about food. It's not about food. So keep that in mind. Watch Game Changers on Netflix. Richard, we are not omnivores. We are herbivores, my friend. We're opportunistic omnivores when we had to, evolutionarily and historically, but we are absolutely herbivores, my friend. Those canines you got back there, you're going to go into nature, you're going to run down an animal, you're going to rip it open with your bare teeth. You're going to rip it open with your bare teeth, and you're going to, sorry, we just had to The guy was trying to see my sign, so I just kind of pointed it out to him. And then you're gonna skin them with your mouth. You're gonna eat it raw with those little tiny teeth back there. You're not an omnivore, dude. You're an herbivore. So, sorry to tell you that. And here's another detector right here. I want to ask everybody a question. When you are on the road and you're driving down the street and you happen to see roadkill, what does your intuition tell you? Because intuition is your higher self. What does it tell you? Does it tell you that's food? Do your animal instincts kick in and tell you that's food? Nah, man, you don't get hungry when you see roadkill. Come on, be honest with me. All right, what are we at here? We got 5 more minutes in front of this gym. So far, no quote, quote, carnivores or quote, quote, omnivores have come over to say hi or talk to me, even though my sign prompts. So vegans are up by a load of a score. Carnivores, omnivores, you guys are at 0 right now. No one's come up to contest me or give their 2 cents. The real spirit of this is kind of more of a an activism event where I'm not probably going to have anybody to dialogue. But if it does happen, you'll see if I do engage them, I'm very nice, and I'll be very different than what I might hype up to be, because we're all interconnected. When we're talking to each other, and even you guys in the chat, you have to know I'm not attacking you. You have to know that I'm just posturing with some strength, some dramatics. And it's just all for the animals, guys, and it's for the humans, and it's for the kids. Sometimes you have to posture in certain ways. If you were the victim, you would want somebody standing up for you that was passionate. So maybe I'll float that. Who's got a good question? Anybody? That's right, I'm going live a lot. Thanks, Clara. Ryan, every American skipped 1 meal. Great point, great point. Got my deer a couple weeks ago. Not nice to hunt. It's very, very, it's a very small thing to do. I'm sorry to tell you that. That poor animal doesn't want to die. Jesus loves you. Okay, let's feel the Jesus thing. If you are religious, I think that's amazing. I definitely have nothing against religion, and I would even posture that Jesus, if he was alive today, would definitely be vegan. He may have written stuff in historical context thousands and thousands of years ago, from thousands and thousands of years ago, but historical context is just that, historical context. We need to apply his message, which was the golden rule, to today in 2025. We need to apply the golden rule to 2025. The golden rule transcends all space and time. It's underneath every religion, and it's of the most benevolent fiber. So if we are going to say, in reference Jesus, we have to understand that Jesus would be vegan. And if Jesus would be vegan, hopefully, if you're a follower of Jesus, then you can show solidarity and do what Jesus would do. WWJD, right, guys? WWJD. Okay, guys, I'm getting ready to wrap this one up in 1.5 minutes. I will be changing locations. If you want to see me in the next location, you might want to subscribe now so you'll get the feed. I'm going to another center where we should be seeing a lot more people on foot, possibly intercept some people for some one-on-one dialogues. But we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the videos far and wide. We want to proliferate the golden rule. That's the whole goal of what we're doing. We want to proliferate the golden rule, guys. Because right now, that 1% that I spoke of, they're controlling everything. And they are loving that everybody in this chat is defending non-veganism. They are loving the fact that you are defending that. And you don't want that, okay? You don't want that. These people do not have your best interests in mind. And they want you to keep thinking that what we're doing is normal, necessary, and nice. Guys, subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you in about 5 minutes at location B.